Okay, so I have a new TV. I have the Samsung KS8000. Always had plasmas, but they don't make plasmas anymore, so I had to move on because I wanted to get 4K and HDR and all that stuff. I was not, well, I was a little nervous about this thing being edge lit because I hate like light bleed, and I'm just sensitive to that kind of stuff. So the TV's on, and I know videotaping it never gives it a real accurate image, but I think for like the light bleed, it's good enough that it could show it. I have it set, it's all dark down here all the time, so I have it set pretty low, but I have it on game mode, just so I don't have lag. Mainly what it's used for. Backlight's low, 4. The way I calibrated it, that is completely good for me. I'd bump it up a little bit for HDR. A lot of people say it should be max. Max kills my eyes, and I don't see big improvements between like 8 to 10 on a backlight setting with HDR content versus the max, which is 20. So yeah, I saw a bunch of videos where people show off their TVs and like their light bleed and stuff, and I was like, holy shit, that looks awful. So I just want to post this one, I guess, just for like comparison. So I will keep the backlight on 4, and I will turn the lights off and come back around, and we'll see how it looks. The screen's on and everything, so let me just get the light. Hold on. Okay, so it is dark. And that's it. You can see a little bit if I go like this, so I'm panning it over. But that's my TV. Right there. I mean, yeah, see. Granted, the backlight is only on 4, so I'm going to try to bump it up until I notice some kind of light bleed. So let's see. This is my first video that I ever made with anything like this, so bear with me. Camera's not really focusing right, but that's okay. I'm gonna put it on 8. I'll just put it like, I'll put it around 10 right now. Hold on one second, turn this thing. 10 is what I use a lot of the time for anything that I use so far for HDR. Alright, so now it's on 10. You can see a little bit, like in the corner over there, but it goes away because of the viewing angles, like when you shift. But if you put a little like light, because I guess granted there will be some regular ambient light when you're doing stuff. I guess that's pretty good. I'm just kind of moving the camera around so you can get different angles, because viewing angles tend to suck on LCD TVs, especially the new VA panels. So I'll just put it on 20 real quick. I guess I'll do the max. Hold on. I would clip this video to make it shorter, but I just don't really care enough, to be honest. And that's the max. That's 20. I never ever use it this bright, but that's what we're dealing with. I mean, when you move and when you shift, you can see those things, but this is me sitting now like directly in front, so this is pretty much how I will be when I use the TV. And granted, you give it a little bit of light. It's not that bad. Okay. Sorry, Samsung's smart remote is complete dog shit, and you can't see a thing when it's the nighttime. So let me just bring it down to a more realistic 5, 6, around there. I mean, that's kind of what I use. And that is it. I will get out of here. And that's pretty much it. The panel is an FA01. That is a Samsung panel, I believe. And it was manufactured November of this year, so it's brand new. I am also thinking about getting a 65-inch QU6300, which is the like the more low end set, but they had a deal with a 65-inch was the exact same price as the 55-inch, so it's kind of hard for me to figure out what I want to do. Go for the bigger screen because a bigger screen and 4K is good, or stick with this for the HDR stuff, which I honestly think it's a little overrated so far. I'm sure it'll get there. I'm sure it'll be mature in the next couple of years and do its thing, but right now, I mean, I played you can see the stuff that's like listed right there, like stuff that supports HDR support, Ratchet and Clank, Left Behind, and Uncharted 4. I mean, I don't know. Ratchet and Clank is bright and crazy to begin with, so I don't really notice much. The Last of Us is a pretty dark game, so I don't find it to be something that really, I don't know, that really leaves you like, whoa. Uncharted 4 was probably the most noticeable difference. But again, like, I could live without it, so we'll see. I'm gonna probably do a comparison with the 6300 when I have it, because I'm gonna probably have them side by side. If anything, I think on the PlayStation 4 Pro, the updates of the games that are running like native resolutions of higher than 1080. I think Uncharted's like 1440, and I think, if this is right, I feel like I can't believe it, but The Last of Us Remaster at 30 frames a second is like native 2160p, which is like crazy. It looks really good, so it could be true. But either way, those games upscaled to 4K from that native resolution is a nicer feature, in my opinion, than the HDR support. Anyway, that's it. Sorry I went off on a little PlayStation rant, but let me know what you think, because I don't know, this seems like a pretty solid set from the other ones that I see people post on YouTube. So, alright.